my best to manage with my camera like this because I just have it sitting on my makeup organizer, which that is definitely one thing that I need to go through. I need to go through it, throw a lot of the old stuff away. That is definitely on my list of things to get to, but that's not going to be today. It might be today, because one of the things that I do have on my list is to clean this bathroom. And I mean, like, it needs a thorough deep cleaning. Needs scrubbing, probably needs some scraping somewhere, I don't know, but it needs a heavy deep clean. And typically, because the other bathroom, we don't ever really use that shower or anything. Like, the tub does need to be cleaned because my nephews did come and stay last week. So I'm going to clean that bathtub. This one gets cleaned the most because usually I would just wipe the other one down. I do a full-fledged scrub on this one once a week. And sometimes when I'm feeling a little bit lazy, I'll just take and I'll wipe down like all that stuff that I possibly can. Usually those shelves always get scrubbed because there is always some sort of residue buildup from the soaps, shampoos, and conditioners or something like that. But needs a thorough deep cleaning. I need to go through a bunch of things. I think before I get to this though, I do in fact need to get to the office because we are also recording a podcast. Alicia has been out of commission the last couple of weeks. So I have been doing solo podcast episodes. I didn't do an episode last week because I just had so much going on. So I was like, you know what? Screw it. We're just gonna bump that episode. And thankfully, because the episode I was going to do was the episode that I really wanted Alicia to do along with me, which is all about manipulation. So we'll be recording that today. And I need to get that office cleaned up because I decorated for Christmas. And any overflow of stuff that I'm using that I usually keep in the garage goes into the office because we don't really use it that often. I use it the most out of everybody, but I'm only in there a few times a week. So I need to get all of that situated, get all this dealt and done with, and hopefully I can get all of this done before Alicia gets here. And she won't get here until about 11. We'll sit down, we'll record the episode. I'm not sure how long this episode will take. Might take an hour, might take 2 hours because of what it is we are talking about. But before I get to that, I did want to show you guys something that I did. I made a little bit of a switch, and I don't think I've shared this with you guys. But I know if you've watched any of my previous videos, you know I've like been having a really hard time with like my acne and everything like that. So I think I finally narrowed down what the actual problem is. And it is either something to do with mold or something to do with fungus, more particularly an overgrowth of yeast. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that like I get really bad flaky scalp. And I've been having an issue with this for some time now. And I have yet to figure out how to like get it situated, get it dealt with. I used to not have a problem with it until over these last couple of years. Like I've never had an issue with it. So I stopped by Walgreens on my way. I ended up grabbing some of this to try this out because I've tried Head & Shoulders and I don't like Head & Shoulders. And even dermatologists say like it's a really good brand to use, a really good drugstore product to use. But another one is this one that's highly recommended. So I'm going to give this one a try. Hopefully everything works out well. Not only that, another thing I could be dealing with, because over the last couple of months, I have been dealing with lightheadedness. I'm not sure if it's due to stress, if I am just like getting in like a state of derealization pretty much, but like my vision seems all wonky. It's not like tunnel vision. It just feels like I'm lightheaded without the actual effect of like being lightheaded. But I still in some way, shape, or form feel like I have a bit of brain fog along with it, which is why it is, I think it may have something to do along with mold. So I think coffee might be a very big problem because coffee does have high contents of mold in it. So I'm going to be cutting out coffee even more, which means for drinking coffee. Because I was at a point where I was only drinking like 1 a day. I might have 2 a day if I'm lucky, if I'm feeling up to it. Of course, if you have any sort of issues along those lines, sugar only feeds those issues. So sugar's got to be cut out as much as possible. I'm not going to completely cut it out altogether, but I'm going to cut back, especially in regards to like refined sugars. So I'm just going to find other sugar substitutes. Let's see, what else? Stopped by Chick-fil-A this morning after dropping little man off. Got that. I have also decided that I want to start using tallow moisturizer. So I got me some beef tallow, vanilla and manuka honey. This kind from Faith and Grace Organics. And this stuff smells so good, you guys. So I've been using this for the last week. There was one day like where my cheeks right here were starting to actually get dry. So I did go in with the other usual products. It's fine now. I'm going to use this the next couple of days if it comes back and it starts happening again. And I know it's happening because it's also starting to get cold when I'm doing this and making this adjustment. So that's not helping. I think what I really need the most is probably like just some hyaluronic acid. So if I can find something that is more along the lines of something like this, I'm gonna end up purchasing that to go along with this. You can't tell, the cold is very much affecting me. But yeah, so I figured I'd share this little tidbit with you guys, but I need to go ahead and get everything situated, everything started, get that room cleaned up, get started on this, really get my day going. We're gonna do a quick overview of what the office is looking like right now. All of this I'm going to put back in the garage except for that pillow and those blankets. Those I gotta find somewhere because that thing is full. There is another thing up under this couch right here. And one of my boards fell off up at the top. So I gotta put that back up. I have one of those. I'm not sure if I can fit any more in it, but I know I have an additional one. It's kind of like balled up over there to get to. So I need to get all of this out of the way and get myself in order before Alicia gets here. But aside from that, because I haven't showed you guys, I did go ahead and start decorating for Christmas. So don't know what that's doing up there. So there's that. I'm gonna do a little bit more. No, that's not the tree. I'm gonna do a little bit more decorating. I think I'm going to add some of just like the balls and stuff to this. A few other additions. That's all gotta be cleared off and decorated. Gotta figure out what to do with those bells because I'm not entirely sure. And I feel like each year I switch it up, trying to figure out what I like and where. Like usually I have, I don't know if you guys have seen them or not, my little wreaths that I keep hung up there. And I have not taken those down in years and replaced them with anything, but I felt like this would be a good option because I already had these on hand and I didn't know what to do with them. So I was like, I'm going to put them there and see if I like them there. So far, I do like them. I might add some bows to them. I'm not entirely sure. In addition to that, we got the little bit in the kitchen. Not anything too extravagant. I've got to clean off this stove. I got those. I ended up getting some cups because my husband likes to use the to-go cups, so I grabbed those for him. Some napkins. I've just got to figure out how to reorganize all of this stuff since moving all of the fall decorations out of the way. trying to go in here because once Christmas is over, they're going back up. And here is what we are looking like now. Time to move on to these bathrooms and get all of this stuff situated. And here we are with the end result. Oh, nice and clean. I tell you guys, it is usually my bathroom that is atrocious. I'm not joking. A lot more of it has far more to do with the fact that there is so much clutter in here that accumulates. Most of it, as of right now, you can see it's most of the cleaning products. But there's a lot of things that need to be put away, things that need to be gone through, things that need to be thrown away that I don't ever use, and just really organized in here. A lot of things have been put away. I did go through that drawer, throw away some things. A lot of the foundations that I have are old. I need new foundation. But got everything somewhat organized so far. Everything's been cleaned up. This area, still a bit of a mess. Bathtub has been cleaned. So far, so good. It's because I have my headphones in because I've been listening to the To Be Better podcast while I clean. But now I need to go and pick little man up. It's cold out there, you guys. Very cold. Anyways, it's a couple hours later. It's almost 4 o'clock. And I need to get started on dinner. And tonight for dinner, we're just doing chili. What I just remembered is that I need to also portion out the meat because I still have yet to do that from the last time I went and got groceries. So, gotta get that done. not change colors, meaning it does not have this brown tint to it, it is not seasoned enough. It's starting to boil, so I'm going to reduce it down to a simmer. I'm going to allow it to simmer for roughly about an hour. And while it does that, my husband's gonna keep an eye on it, and I'm gonna go take a shower.